Hi guys, Andy here. I'm actually a little bit out of breath. I've literally jumped off the bike, run down the back garden, into the house and set up because I have my new Pixel 2 XL. Almost no thanks to UK Mail. I might even do a separate video of the runaround I got given by them, but I finally got hold of it. Took me many hours, but here we are. So the packaging itself, the box itself, looks very much like the Pixel 2 that I unboxed a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I didn't get my knife. There we go, we can pull this though. There we are. Quite similar, different coloured back. I don't know if they're all got a red back or if each one's got a slightly different coloured back. And there she is. What has been called the Panda XL. I think it does look very nice. Right, let's pop that there for a second and we'll just check what else is in the box. So we've got a dongle, USB Type-C to Type-A, which I guess is good for, well, a variety of things actually, I suppose, but OTG storage, perhaps, on-the-go storage, I think that is. We've got a SIM ejection tool. Let's get started. So I don't think I'm going to need that, I hope. Put that aside. We've got the power brick, of course. As so, is Type-C to Type-C, and there is the Type-C to Type-C cable in the case. So that is pretty much the contents done already. I'm going to start off with this actually. This is one of the things that, excuse me, if you read about these things online and you know you're on forums where the things have been discussed, which if you're watching this video you probably are, can't get the charging bit back in, you're probably aware of sort of many of the issues really that people have brought up about the Pixel 2 XL. The blue tint, we'll have a look obviously when I've got it booted up. The graining, I'm not entirely sure what the situation is with that one, but if you're in a dark room, your screen is dimmed and you've got a grey background, it might grain. Not overly worried about that. One of the biggest concerns or annoyances, oh, see, that feels very nice. Feels very nice. It feels smoother. So I played with the, I'm just going to get booting up. I played with the black version in the Google Store. Yeah, I mean you can see the blue tint straight away there on the white screen. I played with the black version and it was quite. I'm actually still. It's not. I mean, it's, you know, it's not slick. Well, that was quick. There we go. English, United Kingdom. Thank you. Let's skip that for the minute. So one of my biggest worries is actually the charging aspect. So it looks to be quite slow at charging. From almost dead, 2.5 hours. It hopefully won't be that much of an issue. Generally, I just charge my phone overnight. If the battery lasts well enough on this thing, won't be an issue anyway. But on those sort of rare occasions, perhaps for me, where I've been at work all day, I come home, grab a bite to eat, and then I'm going back out again, it was good to be able to top up with a bit of a boost. And it sounds like with the Pixel 2 XL, that's not going to be as good as with my old XL, for example, because they've capped the wattage at, I think, 10.5. I mean, that's still quite good, but it's not, you know, I think the brick, the charging brick's supposed to be capable of like 18 watts or something. So, you know, the Pixel 2 charges a lot quicker. Obviously, it's a smaller battery, but so a little bit odd. And for me, that's probably the bigger concern. I'm just logging into my Wi-Fi here. That's probably the bigger concern of all the sort of revelations that have been sort of thrown out there in the run-up to the release. Now, obviously, Americans have had the 2XL, I think, since the 2 came out. I'm not quite sure why in the UK there was the like almost a month delay for the XL version. So a lot of what I might be showing you won't be that new. And yeah, I mean, you really can see the blue tint. I don't think it's going to bother me, but it is very quickly. Okay, so I might have a look at this one then. So I'm going to use, I've never done it this way. Find your old phone's cable. Oh, okay, but in this case we'll be fine with the C, or we should be fine with the C to C. So I've not done this before. You might want to skip ahead if you're not that bothered in watching me connecting one phone to the other, but we're going to plug in the bottom of one, Plug in the bottom of my old phone. Phones are connected. Go for it. Can I do my fingerprint? Oh. Not the best. Copy, yeah, copy to your new phone. Copying accounts. There's a button down there, don't copy. So. Okay, yeah. Apps, call history, device settings, music, photos. See, I'm not gonna bother with photos. We'll keep, alright, so let's, everything but the photos. Now, this might take a bit of time, so I won't make you, I won't make you watch it doing all of that. Hopefully it won't take too long, because I've got to go to work fairly soon. It's still calculating the time remaining, so I guess, oh, next, it's waiting for me to press next. Oh, are we done? Okay, let's just set a pin. Touch the sensor. One of the things I was or am looking forward to is they say how quick the fingerprint sensor is. And I won't lie, I'd started to think that my original XL, the fingerprint sensor, was a little bit slow, really. So I think, or either it's not done it at all. Cancel. So all this, my Google Home at the back there. So I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, the fingerprint sensor on my old XL, I think it started to feel a little bit slow. You press, you have to wait, like almost a second sometimes it felt like. Alright, so it says it's finished. I don't need to add anything else. So it still had some twirly bits, like it was, I don't know if it's got to download things or. So the one device says it's all done. The other one still going. So what we'll probably do is we'll pause a bit here. I'll get a few little bits installed. We'll run some benchmarks. We'll have a look at the camera very quickly, and we'll get some first impressions of it. Well, that took a lot longer than I thought. The update, the security update, took ages. I don't know. I didn't check what time it was when I started it, but it took a very long time. So I realised I've not really spoke about the specs. So let me briefly go over what we've got. It's 175 grams. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels really light. It feels quite thin. It's a 6-inch screen, 2880 by 1440 with 538 pixels per inch. That's pretty good. What else we got? It's 18 by 9 ratio. So we do have bezels. They're nothing on the league of this is last year's Pixel XL. You see there, actually, if I try to line up the tops of the screens, how much extra screen real estate there is on the new one, which I'm looking forward to. Some people still say like it's ugly and this and the other. I think it's really good. I mean, I'm not sure about the rounded corners. We'll see how we go. But I think I like a little bit of bezel, and that's what this has got, just a tiny bit. So hopefully there's no false touches when I'm gripping the device. Oh, you'll notice it's still downloading. That's the mistake. Well, because it will be my daily, I kind of figured it's best to copy over. Normally I wouldn't bother, so it is installing all these things as we go in. Corning Gorilla Glass 5, which is a good thing. On the front where the screen is, obviously it's not glass back. Again, another point of discussion. So it's a metal body, but it's got where's that marker there? I think it's come off. But it's got like a special coating, which makes it it does feel a little bit grippy than I kind of get it credit for earlier in the video, I think, perhaps. And it feels quite nice. Always on display, so I'm quite a fan. I'm looking forward to having that always on the time there. In fact, yeah, I will show you the fingerprint sensor in action. That is pretty quick. I did test it against the Honor 9. Honor 9? Yeah, while I had it. Honor 9 was quicker. The Honor 9 is an amazingly fast fingerprint sensor. I honestly don't know how they do it. Anyway, but still, that's quick. That's plenty quick. Obviously, it's got Android 8.0 or 8.1 even now, perhaps. Qualcomm Snapdragon 835. They had hoped that this would be the first one with 836, but I don't think the 836 is even ready just yet. Octa-core processor, 2.35 gigahertz and 1.9 gigahertz for 4 cores each. Adreno 430 GPU. Doesn't have a card slot. This one's the 64 gig version with 4 gig of RAM. Again, some people perhaps might, 4 gigs not enough. Personally, I think it's plenty. I think we'll find this is nice and snappy and fast and responsive. with just the 4. £799 obviously for the 64 gig version. I forget how much. Was it another 100 for the 128? Or I can't remember. Sorry. So let's have a look around the actual device. We've been through some of the specs. Was there anything else I missed? Oh, the battery is 3520 milliamp hours. So a pretty big battery. Crammed into the small thing. Let's hope they don't start it bursting into flames, a la the Note 7. So we look around the body. We've got the power button with the funky accent colour. I quite like that, gives a bit of character. As I said, this is the Panda version. I went for it because it's got a bit of character. It's a little bit leery, a little bit garish, a little bit, but it's recognisable to those that know devices. At least it is recognisable. It's not just another black device. I like the whole window aspect. Again, it just gives it something quite unique. The Pixelbook has it now. It's kind of their branded thing almost in some way. So I like the nice sort of almost luminous looking salmon pink, perhaps, power button. The volume rocker just underneath, which feels good. I don't know if you can hear it clicking there. Feels good. On the back, we've got the one lens. So again, some people, they've only got one lens. That's ridiculous. This and the other. Is it 12 megapixel? I think 12.2 with an f1.8. Optical image stabilization, as well as, I'm fairly sure they mentioned in the launch video, as well as electrical image stabilization, which looks to give pretty amazing video stabilization, and it should give better low light quality with it being OIS. The last year's didn't have OIS, it relied purely on electronic image stabilization, so that'll be very interesting. They also have, I think they're called like dual pixels, as in the phone camera pixels, so they can do the whole profile photos with a blurred out background just by, in fact, should we try it now? Just by using, fingerprint sensor failed a couple of times there. Just by using these dual pixels. So let's spin it round. Let's smile. And I thought, again, some people sort of said it wasn't done very well. I don't know. I don't know really. I'm probably not the best. It's quite a dark background at the moment. I should have opened the curtains back up. I was using that to take some pictures. Anyway, so the results I've seen, I think, are really impressive. And if you can do it with one lens, why not just do it with one lens? What else? So the fingerprint sensor we've kind of mentioned. Just a SIM tray on the other side. USB Type-C, obviously, at the bottom. No headphone jack. Again, quite a controversial point. Doesn't particularly bother me. I haven't used earphones that have had cables more than like once for, I can't even think. There is that one occasion there where you do forget your headphones, and I've managed to pull out some backup cabled ones. I don't have an issue with it. I'm not a massive audiophile, and actually I think Bluetooth headphones these days are really very good, so I don't see that as being an issue. One thing that always concerned me with the original XL, when you lifted the phone, the screen lit up, I always worried that I was going to touch the screen. That would wake the device. I put it in my pocket, and all of a sudden it's pressing all kind of things. Well, this one you can see, look, clearly I can touch the screen and do all sorts. Doesn't do anything until I double tap. Then we can get in. Which seems quite responsive. The few times I've been using it so far, it seems to have woken every time. So I like that. I do like double tap to wake. So let's have a look. Let's go back to the camera. So we tried to take that one. Let's bring in Deadpool, and let's just take a quick. You can't particularly see, but a quick picture of him. I do realise, did I actually turn on profile mode when portrait mode? So I'm calling it profile. I don't think I did. So we turn it on again. I don't think we're going to necessarily. I'm probably not in the best conditions to check portrait mode. But I mean, I think you can see that in that. To me, it works really, really well. So the camera seems quick, responsive. Well, I say obviously, I assume you know that it's touted as being one of the strong selling points of how good the camera is. DxO rated it way up there. Well, it does the best, I think, basically. I will obviously do camera testing better than just taking a picture of Deadpool here over the next week or so. Let's go into YouTube. Let's see a little bit of. So that's fine. Casey should be good for We skip past the advert. We're on 1440p, look. Let's skip in a bit.
$180 for pure cashmere?
Bye, honey. She's a great girl. Great girl.
I think that sounds and looks really good. So, anyways, he's got a white jumper on. Let's try tilting to see. I mean, you do see. That's one thing I noticed. So I had Google Play was updating the apps, and I had my phone on the desk, and I'm looking at a bit of an angle, and I wouldn't have told you had a blue tint to it. I think it's only when you're actually looking for it, when you get a. I mean, even then, I can see a bit of a blue shift, but not that kind of make sort of stuns me like, oh my god, what's happened? What's gone on with the image? So I'm not particularly concerned. Right, let's go. Let's go for good old Ed to check the speakers out a bit better. Again, some people not particularly bothered by speakers. I do like good speakers because I listen to a lot of podcasts. Even when I make phone calls, quite often I prefer to have my phone on the desk and just talking to the person rather than having the phone to my head. So let's see. So generally I would say they sound good. I mean, it's still phone speakers. You're not going to hold a party, go boogie and using your phone, but that sounds pretty good at this point. Obviously I'll do some testing on my decibel meter. I'll see how loud they get. The Pixel 2, not the XL. Oh, Pixel launcher will stop lock. The Pixel 2 was very loud. It did get over 100. There's not many phones have got over 100 decibels in my tests. What else do we need to test? Oh, so I have installed Geekbench. Somewhere, there it is, 3.4.1 or whatever it is. They have updated it to 4 point whatever, because all my testing has been done through the last year, 2, 3 on version 3, for it to stay relevant, for the scores to still be relevant and comparable. I'm still using 3.4. I guess I should probably switch over at some point. I'll have to do both of them for a while and then make a switch so I've got enough relevant data. Whatever. So that's flying through pretty quick. I don't think, hopefully I'll need to edit away and come back. We're going to be done in a second. I mean, all in all, I'm pleased. It's going to be my daily. It's nothing that kind of makes me think, oh, I'm not sure. See, that's not a massive score. Let's not muck about. That's 6.5. It's okay. That's pretty good. I mean, it's still a top end. I don't know how that'll match in with all the other devices I've done, but there's not many that have scored more than that, but let's put it that way. But at the same time, the Mi A1 from Xiaomi scored like 5.5, so not far behind, and that's, you could buy 5 of them for the price of this. But I mean, that's still interesting. It's got the clock speed at 1.9, and we should be fair, it's installing stuff as well at the same time. So wait for the review if you want to hear more. I'll do like some averages when it's in better conditions to be tested, I suppose. So, I mean, the only thing I'll try and test for the review, the sort of grey and the blotchiness. I suppose I can show you though. Well, even there, I suppose that's a white screen. So as I tilt it, you can see, look, you see there the blue coming in. That is quite obvious, but when I've had it sat on the desk like that, so we're still, well, you're probably not as much of an angle, I suppose, as my head is. But I had it so that I didn't look at it and think, oh, why is the screen all blue? Just because that's, I don't know, you've not got the comparison of the white through to the blue. I don't know, maybe it's because my brain's used to when you see well, this is a P OLED screen. I didn't really point out, did I? When you see it at a bit of an angle, your brain's kind of used to it not being quite the right colour. I mean, granted, this is worse than others, I guess, but at the same time, to me, I don't see it being a big issue. So, sorry, that's felt like a bit of a rush because of the situation that I'm in, but hopefully I've covered everything that I really needed to for the unboxing. The review will be much better planned and will be better than this, I promise you. But hopefully that's given you a bit to look at, a bit to think about. The review I will get out within the next week, hopefully. So subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me comments down below if there's anything particular you want to know or want covering in the review. But for now, my name's Andy, and I'll catch you all again soon. You made it all the way to the end. Well done. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do subscribe by clicking the little fella over on this side of the screen. You might also want to check out the other videos. Should be just there. Check out my website as well, androidandy.uk, made by me. I'm learning HTML and PHP, so hopefully it's functional. But I'll see you again in the next video.